Welcome back to the Hero Whispers. Thank you guys for joining in with us today. You have your host, Jean Marie, here, Chief Supergirl of Supergirls.com. That's 2 L's, a second L for love. Today, we have an amazing young woman who just graduated from Connecticut College, fresh off the books. And I call her the sporty and social girl Camel. But before we get to meet Alexandra, I just want to kind of give you a little info about our show in case this is the first time you're joining in. We are the Hero Whispers podcast. We empower and inspire college women to launch from college to life. We speak to amazing women in all walks of life to make that happen, especially those young women. We love when we can get them on the show and hear about their stories and ways that we can make their lives easier and better, because it's all about the sisterhood. So without further ado, let us introduce Miss Alexandra Waldman. She is a recent graduate of Connecticut College. She received a BA in Human Development and completed a pathway concentration in Media, Rhetoric, and Communications. She studied International Communications and Marketing in Florence, Italy in her junior year abroad, where she became obsessed with social media marketing and its ever-changing trends. Alexandra is pursuing job opportunities in social media marketing in her hometown of New York City. At Connecticut College, she was the Communications and Public Relations Director for the Human Development Student Advisory Board, tasked with promoting student and faculty events and achievements to drive recruitment, raise awareness, and strengthen the visibility of the department. She played on the women's varsity tennis team, was a selected leader for CON's inaugural Emerging Leadership Conference, and a member of the Student Athletic Advisory Committee and the Peggotty Investment Club. I don't even know how she had time to study. Alexandra, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here.
Oh my God, me too. First of all, congrats on the graduation. Huge accomplishment. Amazing. Yes, listeners, it happened this past weekend was Connecticut College class of 2020 graduation, the first ever virtual graduation. They had an amazing ceremony online. Alexandra was part of that, and wow, congrats. I mean, what an accomplishment, especially this year with everything that was going on. It really took a lot of perseverance for these young women to get across the finish line. But I know that you, Alexandra, are going to have an amazing life ahead. You have so much going for you, and congrats on just triumphing through the semester. I mean, what helped you survive and graduate with grace? What were your special sauce?
Yeah, so it definitely feels weird not being in college anymore, but it's a good weird, I would say. I think what really helped me survive was connecting virtually, obviously with my professors, teammates, and most importantly, my friends. We do Zoom calls all the time, which is so much fun. But class-wise, I think it really helped me have a structure of attending classes at the same time campus classes took place before we went virtual. I completed all my required courses before going into the last semester, so I was lucky that I didn't have a lot of big exams and final papers. So with a lot of extra time on my hands, I was able to complete my work with ease, which was nice. I obviously didn't have tennis practice either. So I took on a volunteer position with the company that I had previously interned for this past summer in digital and social media. And I helped them promote different coronavirus stuff for their health department. So it's been really rewarding doing that. I also had the time to do the Bloomberg Market Concept course to try and understand the financial industry a little bit better. It's definitely been the most challenging course I've taken, but we're making our way through it. I've had an incredible support system, starting with you, so thank you so much for that. But I've also had my parents who always have my back, my tennis teammates, my second family with me throughout these final days of the semester, and my friends, obviously, which I mentioned before, have been a huge, huge part of this.
Awesome. What an amazing experience. How did you get all of your coursework done for the last semester? I mean, that's miraculous.
Yeah, so I started with human development as a freshman. I thought that was something that I would really be interested in. So I started that kind of from day dot and just continued with that. So I think that's how I kind of got all my requirements out of the way in time for senior spring.
You're just a very focused young woman. That much I know. You're very, you're very ambitious. I mean, so I met Alexandra. We did a boot camp with Supergirls a few weeks ago, and she was, I think, like one of the first people to sign up. And she's just on point. I mean, you really have what it takes because you're just like first out there. I mean, especially, yeah, oh my God, totally. And you are taking a Bloomberg course. Unbelievable. That's amazing. I don't think I knew that. That's really, really awesome. I mean, I love how you are making the most of the time, the downtime. I think that's so important that people do that because you're turning a negative into a positive. You know what I mean? You're turning lemons into lemonade.
Yeah, I'm trying to take advantage of the time off that I do have instead of doing nothing. Obviously, it's better to make the most of it, so I'm trying to stay as positive as possible.
Yeah, and it helps when you're putting that positive energy into the universe by giving back with your internship. Exactly. The fact that it was healthcare. Yeah, that's so cool. So yeah, good things in store for you, my friend. I'm so sure of it. Okay, so now that you're an official graduate, I know you said it's kind of weird. It is, right? Like in limbo. What do you? It's so crazy. It's like you're a graduate, but you're not in the place you want to be. You're not sure, whatever. Are you reflecting a lot on con and memories? I mean, usually that's what like senior year is all about, and kind of reveling in that. So, what do you most remember about your con experience?
Yeah, it's super weird thinking that, oh my gosh, like I'm an alumni now. But now that I've graduated, I look back and I feel so much more prepared to enter the workforce in the real world. I have so many more tools in my toolbox than I did coming into it. I had no clue what I was doing. But I feel like I have a versatile skill set from having a liberal arts education, which is super important. And it's really prepared me to approach a complex range of topics successfully. But aside from that, I've had 4 years of amazing memories, mostly my friends and teammates who will be family forever. Right now, though, I'm trying, again, not to focus on the negative last bit of bad memories of leaving abruptly, not being able to say goodbye to friends, having a senior week or a real graduation ceremony. But on a positive note, I have, again, accomplished so many things in the last 3 months, which I talked about earlier, that I really would not have accomplished had I finished out my last semester as it should have been. So maybe it's a blessing in disguise.
That's right. I love your perspective. I think that's going to help you in life. Like, it's really going to help you be able to, anytime, because life is full of ups and downs. And, if you're able to take that and turn it around, instead of being a victim, and be a victor, like how can you make the most out of that situation? Right. That's really going to make a difference. So I think that's the difference of you guys, like learning these skills like now, before you even get into the world and get your ass kicked. So you're going to have like building up resilience already. So exactly. That's just really awesome. What would you say is the most intense experience that you had during your years at Con?
I wouldn't really say I had one specific intense experience, but I think freshman year overall was really intense for me. Being thrown into the college environment and all this new freedom involved was really challenging. It was hard to instantly juggle making a new friend group, managing the time for collegiate tennis practice, meeting course deadlines, and there was a lot of stress that accompanied competition in the most competitive D3 league. So doing all this while trying to choose a major also was really difficult because it was coming at me all at once. But I think the whole experience really tested me, and especially my time management skills, which I actually realized was one of my strong suits. So I think I really thrive with time management and meeting deadlines, which I didn't know before I entered college, but there you have it.
It's funny what you learn about yourself, right?
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
let's talk about that for a second, because that's a tough one. Time management, especially in college. I know a lot of girls get really stressed out about it. Trying to figure that out. And like what would be some tips that you would have for people with time management?
I think it's really important to set aside specific amounts of time you want to do something. Like if I know I have tennis practice from 4 to 6 and then team dinner from 6 to 7, I know that I can spend like 8 to 10 studying. Or if I end class at like 2 o'clock, I can spend an hour doing something else. So I think it's important to like set out chunks of time that you have in your day when you have a specific schedule of exact things that you know you have to accomplish.
One of the things I see a lot at con, I saw a lot at con, was everyone's so busy. Like,
Yeah.
and it's really, I think that's really unique about the culture there, because at so many schools you see people just running around partying all the time, wasting time. But at con, it feels like that's part of the culture where everyone has like a million activities that they're involved with, and it really makes you guys, stronger people, stronger students, and all that, right? Would you agree? Would
Yeah,
you
I
think
mean,
that's like part of the culture?
yeah, I totally agree. I feel like I was always like running around doing something, and then I'll run into someone, and I'm like, oh my God, I haven't seen you in like so long. Like I'm so busy, I just forget.
I mean, yeah, it's like that's like the real world. So they did a great job of like preparing you guys.
They really
And
did. Yeah.
I want to go back to talking about your tennis career, because first of all, congratulations, because anybody that's a collegiate athlete, that is super intense, and it's so hard to balance anything else with that sport because they drive you so hard.
Right.
But do you think, like, what lessons did you learn from tennis that you could apply to your life?
Yeah, I would say that I think my tennis career helped me so much throughout college. I really don't think that I would not have enjoyed college or thrived as much as I did without my tennis team. It taught me so much about, again, time management, organization, teamwork skills. I was always aware of meeting course deadlines while also working around my practice and match schedules because we left most weekends, so I kind of knew that I either had to do work on the road or set aside time, like in the hotels we stayed at after matches, to do my work. So it really put my time management skills to the test.
I'll say. And then you made all those amazing friends because you're bonding so much and you're spending so much time with them.
Exactly.
It's like
They're my second family now.
and that is like so much of what inspires me with Supergirls, is the fact that just women together and girls together are really so good for each other and so supportive, and so you got a
Right.
taste of that, and you'll never want to like let that go, right?
Of course, never.
Mm. So I have to ask about Italy because I've never been, and the fact that you studied abroad there, oh my God, what a dream. Let's hear about that experience.
Okay, first of all, you have to go to Italy because it was just absolutely amazing. It was actually there that I solidified my desire to go into digital and social media, so I'm really grateful just in general for that whole experience. I've always been super fascinated with the allure of communicating through social media, but I still found myself questioning how to turn my liberal arts studies into a career in digital and social media. So from the moment I read the course catalog from the International Studies Institute of Florence, I realized my passion for social media could actually become a career. So the course name was Communications 431 Social Media, Social Food. And I was like, well, I love food and social media, so I have to obviously take this course. And I was really
You can't go wrong.
Exactly. I was really eager to understand how businesses could benefit from social media, and I was really